NFL Power Rankings. After Week 7, Lions surge back to the summit. Colts climb to second place. Chiefs remain a sneaky threat. Published October 21st, 2025 at 11:04 a.m. Hold on to your helmets, folks. The NFL Power Rankings curse has reared its ugly head once more, shaking up the league in ways that will have fans debating for days. Just last week, I cautiously placed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the pinnacle of these rankings, only for them to stumble hard in their road defeat to the Detroit Lions. Check out the full recap here. https://Buccaneers/@Lions 2025 Reg 7 tab recap. And it wasn't even a nail-biter that ended in dramatic fashion. It was a straightforward letdown. Compounding the pain, troubling injury updates emerged. Details on that front, https://www.nfl.com/news/Buccaneers Me Evans leaves Monday night game versus Lions with concussion, forcing me to drop the Bucs without mercy. It's a tough call, but rankings like these demand honesty, even when it stings. On a brighter note, the Lions are back in the driver's seat at number 1, echoing their position from Week 6. Clash/www.nfl.com/NFL Power Rankings Week 6 2025. And trust me, I triple-checked that they're enjoying a well-deserved bye this week to rest up. Sure, they absorbed a tough lesson in their Week 6 setback against Kansas City. Recap available at www.nfl.com/Lions@Chiefs 2025 tab recap. But Detroit's overall body of work screams elite status. For newcomers to the NFL scene, a bye week means no game, giving players time to heal and strategize. Perfect timing for the Lions to build momentum. Now, let's talk Chiefs. If the postseason kicked off tomorrow, they wouldn't even qualify. Current playoff picture, https://www.nfl.com/playoff picture. But pause and reflect. Are they truly one of the hottest squads in the league right now? In my view, absolutely. Mid-season records in October can be misleading. What matters more is form and potential. For context, the New England Patriots currently hold the AFC's number 2 seed, with the Denver Broncos at number 3. Talk about a wild early shakeout. As we dive into the full list below, you'll notice some teams leaping or tumbling in spots that might seem surprising based on just 1 week's results. Last week's rankings for comparison, https://www.nfl.com/news/NFL Power Rankings Week 7 2025 NFL season. This isn't knee-jerk reacting. It's about refining the big picture, like zooming out on a map to see the full route. Think of it as a parent revisiting a kid's school project to make it sharper. There's been plenty of that fine-tuning this time around. Rank 1, previous 1, record 5-2. Detroit's depleted defensive backs rose to the occasion in a resounding Monday night triumph over Tampa Bay. Game highlights, https://www.nfl.com/games@Lions 2025 Reg 7 tab recap. Heading into the matchup, the Lions were critically short on cornerbacks and safeties. And then Rock Ya-Sin, player profile, https://www.nfl.com sat out a few plays due to cramping. They anticipated Baker Mayfield, https://www.nfl.com/Baker Mayfield, testing them relentlessly, and their unit responded with grit. Even though Detroit controlled the action in the opening half, they only held a 14-3 edge at halftime after squandering scoring chances with 2 turnovers, a failed 4th down attempt, and a botched field goal. Jared Goff's interception just before the break. Watch it here. https://www.nfl.com/videos/Jared Goff throws costly int to Jamel Dean before end of first half. But the Lions' attack fired back with a third-quarter touchdown on their opening possession, while the defense shone brightly all evening, especially under such duress. For beginners, a turnover on downs means failing to convert on 4th down, essentially giving the ball away without a punt. The Lions may have felt the Chiefs' sting in Week 6, but they channeled that energy into dismantling a solid Bucs squad, one they could potentially face in the playoffs come January. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Detroit's secondary truly championship caliber, or just lucky this time? What do you think? Overrated or underrated? Rank 2, previous 6, record 6-1. I'm fresh out of reasons to keep the Indianapolis Colts lower than this. They've earned their spot high up. Earlier hesitations stem from their defeat to the Rams. https://www.nfl.com/Golts@Rams 2025 Reg 4 and a nail-biter versus the Cardinals. https://www.nfl.com/Colts@Rams 2025. But let's be clear. Indy boasts one of the league's top 3 offenses at the moment. It's firing on all cylinders as evidenced by their flawless performance against the Chargers. No turnovers, no penalties on offense, and just 3 plays losing yardage. Full game recap. https://www.nfl.com/Colts@Chargers 2025 Reg 7. Dropping 38 points like that? Impressive stuff. For those new to football lingo, negative yardage plays are rushes or passes that lose distance, disrupting rhythm. Daniel Jones, https://nfl.com/Daniel Jones, and Jonathan Taylor, https://nfl.com/Jonathan Taylor, are MVP conversation starters right now. Taylor's on fire, notching his 10th rushing touchdown, then echoing his breakout 2021 form. Imagine a running back bulldozing through defenses like a freight train. Jones looks utterly in control, dissecting coverages with ease. Shout out to the Colts defense too, which set an aggressive tone early and sealed the deal with a crucial late stop after some bending but not breaking. Bottom line, Indianapolis is the real deal, poised for a deep run. Rank 3, previous 6, record 4-3. Had the Chiefs' win-loss tally been a smidge stronger, I might have slotted them into the top 2 following their 31-0 demolition of the rival Raiders. Recap, https://nfl.com/games Raiders@Chiefs 2025 Reg 7. And the crucial late stop after some bending but not breaking. Bottom line, Indianapolis is the real deal, poised for a deep run. Rank 3, previous 6, record 4-3. Had the Chiefs' win-loss tally been a smidge stronger, This was vintage Kansas City mastery. And while the opponent was struggling, it showcased, and this is the part most people miss. Despite their record, are the Chiefs the AFC's quiet superpower? I'd argue yes. Sound off in the comments if you disagree. Rank 4. Previous 1. Record 5-2. The Seahawks brought some joy to Seattle after the Mariners' Game 7 heartbreak in baseball. But the victory wasn't the cakewalk it seemed at first glance. They owned the early going against their foes, yet fumbled the last 2 minutes before halftime. Surrendered a defensive touchdown in the third via Sam Darnold's strip sack. Highlight https://www.nfl.com/videos. Will Anderson Jr.'s first NFL TD occurs after his strip sack versus Darnold in end zone. Wait, that's actually from another game, but the point stands on turnovers, and coughed up the ball twice more in the fourth. The defense flashed Super Bowl pedigree at times, but the offense and special teams racked up errors that grated on me. A blowout might have pushed Seattle to number 2, but protecting a lead like that? Not convincing. Handing over the ball 4 times and drawing 12 penalties won't win many more games this year. For new fans, penalties are infractions like false starts or holdings that hurt field position. Seattle had too many self-sabotaging moments here. Rec 5, previous 4, record 5-1-1. The Packers owned the final quarter in Arizona, clinching it through clutch conversions on key fourth downs. Late on, the defense stuffed Jacoby Brissett's quarterback sneak. Video, https://www.nfl.com/videos/Packers stuffed Jacoby sneak. And Micah Parsons, https www.nfl.com/Parsons dominated with 2 of his 3 sacks. Offensively, Jordan Love. It's points for another matchup against an inferior team that felt unnecessarily grueling. Thanks, Michael. You can bet on anything you want, from the NFL.com videos to Love Drop's sideline dime. Continuing a worrisome pattern for a squad that oozed Super Bowl contender vibes in weeks 1 and 2. Green Bay's talented, no doubt, but they need to show consistent top-tier dominance to fully convince me. Controversial take. Is Love the answer at QB, or do they need more weapons? Let's discuss. Rank 6, previous 5, record 5-2. We finally witnessed the explosive offensive output from the Eagles that's been teasing us all season. Jalen Hurts carved up the Vikings, particularly with deep throws, and distributed to his top targets effectively. A.J. Brown snagged 2 scores plus the game-sealing grab, while Devonta Smith accounted for over half the team's receiving yards. A reminder of how dynamic this duo can be when they're clicking. The ground game still lags behind a shuffled offensive line, but a soaring passing attack reduces the pressure on runs. Defensively, there were lapses, especially on the edges, but they snagged 2 picks from Carson Wentz, including Jalix Hunt's pick 6, and limited Minnesota to 1 of 6 in scoring range. Solid execution all around. For beginners, red zone is the area inside the 20-yard line where touchdowns are prime. And failing there hurts big time. Rank 7, previous 7, record 5-2. Without star wideout Puka Nacua sidelined by an ankle issue, the Rams endured several fruitless series in London, like 4 quick 3-and-outs and a quartet of punts in the 3rd quarter alone. But whenever they gained traction against the Jaguars, they capitalized inside the red zone. Prior to this game, LA was a middling 13 for 26, converting red zone trips to touchdowns. Yet they punched in scores on all 4 ventures past the 20-yard line, plus a beauty to rookie tight end Terrence Ferguson just shy of it, effectively icing the contest. Matthew Stafford is on a tear, with 17 touchdowns against merely 2 interceptions. Devontae Adams stepped up as the primary receiver in Nacua's stead, hauling in 3 TDs. Pair that with a ferocious defensive line that hounded Trevor Lawrence relentlessly, and you've got Sean McVay's most lopsided victory in almost 4 years. This win highlights how versatile the Rams can be, even shorthanded. Rank 8, previous 8, record 5-2. Tampa Bay's never out of a fight, as they've shown time and again, but dropping Mike Evans, https://Mike Evans, to injury upon his hamstring recovery was a devastating in-game hit during the Detroit loss. Game link, https Buccaneers at Lions 2025 Reg 7. Mounted a comeback effort, but 3 4th-down failures in the 4th quarter proved fatal. The defense held firm against the Lions at points, though Jahmyr Gibbs, https://Jahmyr Gibbs, exploited gaps repeatedly, making the deficit too steep. Evans now faces months out with a fractured collarbone. Injury update, https://www.nfl.com/Buccaneers vs. Lions with concussion shoulder injury. And Hassan Reddick, https://www.nfl.com/players Hassan Reddick, was carted off with knee and ankle woes late Monday, raising alarms for the Bucs' future. Plus, they've been outscored overall this year. That justifies the slide. As I've maintained, Tampa's true test comes in the winter months. They'll likely still compete then, but concerns are mounting. Is this drop too harsh or spot on? Fans, weigh in. Rank 9, previous 5, record 4-2. This ranking feels like a course correction after I overhyped the Bills last week. Previous edition, https://www.nfl.com/news/NFL Power Rankings, Week 7, 2025 NFL season. I caught the feedback loud and clear. No excuses about late-night doubleheaders clouding my judgment on Tuesday. I factored in potential defensive boosts and trade rumors. Trade deadline needs. https www.nfl.com/news/2025 NFL-trade deadline biggest need for all 32 teams. But that's wishful thinking. The facts. Josh Allen, https www.nfl.com/Josh Allen isn't at his MVP peak, and supporting cast members are dropping the ball too. While defensive woes dominate headlines, Buffalo might need another wide receiver just as badly. The current group isn't separating enough or making explosive plays. That's a red flag for a team clawing back toward the division lead amid looming challenges. And here's a counterpoint that might ruffle feathers. Could Allen be overrated this year? Or is the supporting cast the real culprit? Rank 10. Previous 1. Beckard 5-2. Teams like the Broncos that doze through 3 quarters, explode in the last, and nearly blow it anyway, always leave me scratching my head. But Denver pulled it off, unleashing 33 points in the 4th to shock the Giants. Recap, https://gains/Giants@Broncos 2025 Reg 7. Bo Nix, https://players Bo Nix accounted for 174 of his 279 passing yards and 2 rushing TDs in that frame alone. Grit personified. Hats off to their resilience. That said, watching the defense flop after one of the season's best showings in London, https://gains/Broncos@Jets 2025 Reg 6 games the Giants at home was baffling. Justin Stranad's timely interception. Key play, https://players. www.nfl.com/videos/ For rookies like Nix, this comeback illustrates the mental toughness needed in the NFL. Rank 11, previous 5, record 5-2. Mike Vrabel's homecoming to Nashville turned into a profitable outing for the Patriots, yielding a decisive victory. Game story, https://www.nfl.com Games Patriots @Titans 2025 Reg 7. It started rocky, with a young quarterback slicing up New England's secondary early, but the Pats adjusted, pressuring Cam Ward. https www.nfl.com/players/Cam Ward and blanking him for the final 30-plus minutes. Drake May, https www.nfl.com/players traded blows with Ward before outshining the rookie in another gem. Top plays, https www.nfl.com/players/May top plays. The one downside, some unnecessary hits on May. Otherwise, his accuracy on the move, combined with a revived run game, made for an encouraging offensive day. With 4 of their next 6 at home before a Week 14 bye, New England feels revitalized. The vibes in Foxborough are electric. Could this be the start of something special? Rank 12, previous 3, record 5-2. At 5-2, the 49ers sport a slim +7-point differential and battle nagging injuries, leaving me puzzled at their success. Credit stellar coaching and depth players rising heroically. Their first big defensive hurdle post Fred Warner's season-ending injury passed with flying colors as San Francisco contained the Falcons effectively in a gritty performance. Recap, https://www.nfl.com/gains@49ers 2025-7. True to form, though, another injury struck. Starting corner Renardo Green, https://www.nfl.com/Renardo Green, with a toe issue, thinning an already battered secondary, missing Upton Stout. They might also lack Brock Purdy, https://nfl.com/Brock Purdy, for the Week 8 road test at Houston. www.nfl.com/PointWeek8 Injury Buzz. www.49erswebzone.com/articles/195480 Texans, Shanahan addresses deadline injuries. Yet Christian McCaffrey, www.nfl.com/Christian McCaffrey proved he's still a workload horse and 2 TDs Sunday. Highlights https www.nfl.com/point week 8 Texans. Shanahan addresses deadline injuries. Point differential, by the way, is points scored minus allowed. San Francisco's is razor thin, sparking debate on their true strength. Rank 13, previous 3, record 4-2. No shock that the Steelers grappled with elite receivers Jamar Chase, https:/nfl.com/players/Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, two of the NFL's finest. However, acquiring Jalen Ramsey, https:/nfl.com/Jalen Ramsey, and Darius Slay, https:/nfl.com/Darius Slay. /nfl.com/Darius Slay in the offseason, alongside Joey Porter Jr., https:/nfl.com/Joey Porter Jr., was precisely to neutralize such threats. Falling short there while letting Cincinnati's dormant rush attack roar to life is downright unacceptable. Aaron Rodgers and the offense showed flashes against a familiar foe, but it wasn't enough to overwhelm. Game recap: https://games/Steelers@Bengals 2025 Reg 7. Pittsburgh's solid record mirrors their quality, and they're steering the AFC North. But defensive breakdowns like this prevent full buy-in. Controversially, has Mike Tomlin lost his defensive magic, or is this just a blip? Rank 14, previous. Record, 4-2. The Bears now have 15 takeaways over their last 4 games, not coincidentally aligning with 4 consecutive victories that have flipped their season on its head. Another positive shift is the burgeoning run game. DeAndre Swift kept pounding against the Saints, and rookie Kyle Monangai delivered his strongest outing yet. Upcoming tilts at the Ravens, Bengals, www.nfl.com/Bears@Bengals 2025 Reg 9. And versus the Giants, Bears at Bengals 2025 Reg 10. Seemed softer weeks ago, but Chicago can realistically snag wins there. Caleb Williams didn't dazzle Sunday, and snaps from center Drew Dahlman were erratic, causing fumbled exchanges. But the Bears are balanced enough to weather minor hiccups and still prevail. Takeaways, for the uninitiated, are interceptions or fumble recoveries that swing momentum. Rank 15, previous 2, record. 4-3. Liam Cohen faced his old boss Sean McVay and got outclassed badly. Recap: https://WNFL.com/Rams@Jaguars tab recap. No personal dig at Cohen, but Jacksonville appeared ill-prepared for the Rams overseas, and the wheels have wobbled since their thrilling upset over the Chiefs. https://www.nfl.com/Jaguars 2025, which now seems distant. Travis Hunter, https://www.nfl.com/Travis-Hunter, broke out impressively, a silver lining. But there's a nagging issue with Brian Thomas Jr., https://www.nfl.com/Brian Thomas Jr. Overall, self-inflicted wounds plagued them. The bye offers a reset before 4 road games in 5, including winnable ones, but recent form suggests nothing's assured. Is Cohen on the hot seat already? Or does the talent need time to gel? Rank 16, previous 4, record. 3-4, 2 losses in a row after a statement win in LA. https://www.nfl.com/Commanders@Chargers 2025 Reg 5. And the Commanders are banged up badly, already missing their top 3 wideouts entering the Dallas defeat. Jaden Daniels left early in the 3rd with a hamstring tweak. Update: went the NFL.com/news/Commanders QB Jaden Daniels avoid serious hamstring injury but status unclear for Week 8. Looming are the Chiefs, Seahawks. www.nfl.com/game Seahawks@Commanders 2025 Reg 9. Lions. www.nfl.com/games/Lions@Commanders 2025 Reg 10 Tab Overview and a Madrid showdown. Ever since the bye week camera break, the defense rarely generates splash plays. Without sacks, it's leaky in coverage and tackling. Just 3 forced turnovers all year underline their struggles. Rank 17, previous 3. Record, 4 wins, 3 losses. From a 3-0 start, the Chargers have slid, injuries factoring in heavily, but I didn't foresee total unraveling. The defense has surrendered 27-plus points in each of the last 3 outings, and Justin Herbert, https://fl.com/players/Justin-Herbert, owns 6 picks over his past 5, including a pair Sunday versus Indy. https://www.nfl.com/Colts@Chargers 2025 Reg 7. We recognize Indy's potency, but LA was dismantled early before a late rally. The run game's inconsistent, and passes have misfired too often. Softer schedule spots could help rebuild steam, and their 3-0 AFC West edge endures. But recent play is alarming, and this is controversial. Is Herbert regressing, or is the O-line the villain? Rank 18, previous 1. Record 3-3. I won't hammer the Falcons too hard for the defeat. https://www.nfl.com/Falcons@49ers 2025, especially after their aerial fireworks against Buffalo. https://www.nfl.com/Bills@Falcons 2025 Reg 6. Michael Penix Jr. https://www.nfl.com/players/Michael Penix Jr. took a beating, and Atlanta couldn't sustain 4-quarter fire. They wasted points with a disastrous end to the first half and a 4th-down failure in field goal territory while trailing by 3 late. It raises doubts. Can the Falcons steal a playoff road win? Their stout defense is a plus, but containing Bijan Robinson, https://www.nfl.com/players/Bijan Robinson, is key to beating them. What say you? Playoff contenders or pretenders? Rank 19, previous 2. Record 4-3. Bryce Young's high ankle sprain and a tight escape against the Jets temper my optimism, despite Carolina's 3-game win streak hitting 4-3. Andy Dalton likely starts versus Buffalo this weekend. www.nfl.com/games Bills@Panthers 2025 Reg 8 Tab Overview. Which isn't dire. Recall the jolt he provided in his 2024 debut. A solid run attack helps, with Chuba Hubbard returning, though Rico Dowdle has seized the spotlight. Defensively, it was their finest since blanking Atlanta in Week 3. www.nfl.com/Falcons@Panthers 2025/Reg 3. Tab Recap. But the Bills pose sterner opposition. Rank 20, previous 2. Record 3-3-1. Brian Schottenheimer's attack is clicking, amplified by CeeDee Lamb's. www.nfl.com/players/CeeDee Lamb return. Could this offense alone haul the Cowboys into playoff contention? Defense be damned, even after an improved but still questionable unit in the Commanders' route. www.nfl.com/games/Commanders@Cowboys 2025 Reg 7 Tab Recap. Dak Prescott. www.nfl.com/players is scorching. Top throws. www.nfl.com/videos. Dak Prescott's best throws from 3 TD game versus Commanders Week 7. Armed with his full arsenal. Dallas eyes the Eagles, Chiefs, and Lions in weeks 12 through 14, but easier wins beckon first. Stick around. These Cowboys might surprise. Rank 21, previous 1. Record 2-4 post-bye prep for Seattle didn't sharpen the Texans. They looked disjointed early. They clawed to a 1-score halftime tie, but C.J. Stroud's third-quarter interception stung. Soon after, 2 Woody Marks. https://Woody Marks carries on 3rd and 4th downs were denied. https://video/DeMarcus Lawrence/TFL stuffs Marks on Texans crucial 4th down try, the first of 3 second-half turnovers on downs. Stroud underperformed, protection faltered, but trusting him for one pass there? Nick Caley's calls drew scrutiny. Houston's D remains tough. Will Anderson Jr.'s strip sack TD. NFL.com/videos can misplay. Will Anderson Jr.'s first NFL TD occurs after his strip sack versus Darnold in the end zone. Sparked life, but deep coverage lapsed. Frustrating loss, hinting at limitations and the deficit they must climb. Is Stroud regressing or external factors at play? Rank 22, previous 3, record, 3 wins, 3 losses. Carson Wentz, https://players/Carson Wentz, couldn't conquer his ex-team, tossing 2 picks, including a pick 6. https://videos can't misplay pick 6 alert. Gilix Hunts int versus Wentz results in TD for Eagles. In the Eagles loss, https://games Eagles at Vikings 2025 Reg 7. Minnesota drove fluidly, but stayed behind due to red zone woes, 1 for 6. And -2 turnovers. This outing won't deter Kevin O'Connell from reverting to J.J. McCarthy. https://players/JJ McCarthy. The switch feels inevitable. QB decision note. https://news/Vikings holding off on long-term QB decision, with Carson Wentz to start on Sunday versus Eagles. The Vikings have flip-flopped this year, facing a brutal slate now. Can McCarthy and the D step up? Delicate days ahead. Rank 23, previous 1, record 1-5. The bye was a vital breather for the Ravens and a moment for us to reassess. It's grim from self-inflicted wounds, but Lamar Jackson's return offers optimism. At 1-0 in the AFC North, Pittsburgh's Bengals slip eases the divisional grip slightly. 2 more shots at the Steelers loom, and while an upgraded Bears and 3 roadies await, the calendar eases until December. Defensively challenged even with returns like Roquan Smith versus his old squad. But perhaps they build on the solid Week 6 effort against the Rams. Hope flickers. Rank 24, previous 3, record 3-4. The Bengals' trajectory has transformed. That Thursday shocker over Pittsburgh positions them for 500 at bye with home wins next. Much to fix, especially defensively. But a revived run game and offensive spark versus the 0-7 Jets bode well. I'll avoid overhyping, but with Joe Flacco excelling, opponents must see Cincy as unpredictable. Wild card indeed, but are they buyers or sellers at the deadline? Rank 25, record 2-5. Every Cardinals contest hinges on the last snap. Fine at 2-0, but 5 straight defeats by 13 total points scream for this bye reset. Their errors fuel those close calls. Against Green Bay, positives abounded, with Jacoby Brissett solid until a fumble and 4th down stop tilted it. Slim, easy games left, and though Kyler Murray resumed starting, controversy, https://NFL.com/Kyler Murray. /cardswire.usatoday.com/story/NFL Cardinals /2025/10/20/Arizona Cardinals back late with 37 seconds left. Tricky spot for this talented but unlucky bunch. Rank 26, up 18 with 5 minutes left. The Giants retook the lead with 37 seconds remaining and still lost. www.nfl.com/games/Giants at Broncos. Such collapses can derail seasons, even improving ones. Now, 2 road squanders where victory was in grasp. Jackson Dart dazzled pre-late INT, then led the go-ahead drive. Heroic against elite D, no burying him. But the depleted secondary exhausted. Rank 27, previous 3, record 2-5. The Browns thumped a faltering Dolphins squad 25 points. Benching Tua Tagovailoa and snapping Miami's 11-game 17 or fewer point streak with 31. Good signs, though not jumping 9 spots. The margin flattered. Rewarding clean offense, 0 turnovers, and dominant D bursts against messy foes. Encouragement grows, especially RB Quinshon Judkins, a rookie standout anchoring Cleveland's class. Rank 28, previous 3. Record 1-6. Spencer Rattler truly faltered for the first time, his 4 turnovers gifting the Bears victory. After 6 losses in 7, QB change talks intensify. www.nola.com/sports/sates Article 5F27B 544-8821 574 F63 AONF3. He flashed pre-Chicago, but with time slipping, Tyler Shaw beckons. Top 3 2026 pick potential looms. QB rich draft. Saints rookies shine. But Shaw waits. Rank 29, previous 1, record 2-5. Don't just trash this tape. Games Raiders 27 regular season. Incinerate it and dissolve it. Only 30 offensive snaps. 31 points allowed. Chiefs feasted defensively. Score could have ballooned. Early optimism evaporated. Offense limited sans Brock Bowers. https://Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, Chiefs feasted defensively. www.nfl.com/players, slumping but ignoring Ashton Genty, just 7 touches, 1 early, baffling. Max Crosby, https://Max Crosby/ and Adam Butler, injured 2. Updated 2026 NFL Draft Order post-Week 7, including top needs for all 32 teams. Podcast online, NFL.com/2026 NFL Draft Order biggest needs for every team. Key insights entering Week 8. The Chiefs attack is firing again as expected. NFL.com/news 6 simple truths. Heading into NFL Week 8, Chiefs offense meeting expectations again. Week 7 stats highlights. Drake May shatters Pat's record. Bo Nix shows no lead secure. NFL.com/news 6 simple truths. Heading into NFL Week 8, Chiefs offense meeting expectations again. www.nfl.com/news/NFL stats and records Week 7, Drake May breaks Patriots franchise record. Broncos, Bo Nix proves no lead is safe. Week 8 fantasy waiver targets. Grab Jackson Dart and Rondé Gadsden II. Now, https://NFL.com/2025 NFL Fantasy Football Waiver Wire Week 8 pick up Jackson Dart Rondé Gadsden IASAP. Trade deadline priorities. Each team's must-have edition before November 4th. https://NFL.com/2025 NFL Fantasy Football Waiver Wire Week 8 pick up Jackson Dart Rondé Gadsden IASAP. Offensive salvation seems remote now. Franchise direction wobbles before a rugged stretch, including Madrid Week 11, www.nfl.com/game/commanders@Dolphins 2025 Reg 11 tab overview. Form and leadership by then, unclear. Deadline flux, www.nfl.com/news/2025 NFL trade deadline biggest need for all 32 teams could see sales. Rank 31, previous 1, record 1-6. Mike McCoy's interim debut mirrored Titans' woes. Promising start, familiar fade. www.nfl.com/game/Patriots@Titans 2025 Reg 7. Cam Ward. www.nfl.com/players.Cam Ward. Rhythm early but post-halftime struggles. No great games yet. Sacked 30 times for 237 yards. League worst. Dim horizon. 4 roadies left. Tough foes till maybe Cleveland Week 14. www.nfl.com/news/NFL.com/game/Titans@Browns 2025 Reg 14. Endure Ward's pains, but optimism fades. Rank 32, previous 0. Record 0-7. Jets eye round 1 QB in 2026 if trends hold. https://news/2026. Aaron Glenn, benched halftime versus Carolina loss. https://Panthers@Jets 225. Aaron Glenn switched to Tyrod Taylor. From www.com/Tyrod Taylor. No TDs last 2 weeks, 7 offensive since week 2. Rebuild foreseen, but fruition distant. Bengals games, Panthers at Jets. Loss means 0-8, bye, brutal slate ahead. There you have it, Week 8's power landscape. But let's stir the pot. Who's truly the best team right now, Lions or Chiefs? And are the Colts' rise sustainable, or a mirage? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. Agree, disagree, or share your bold predictions for the playoffs. Your voice keeps the conversation alive.